Movies and music go together like white rice and stew. You can't make a good movie without using music. The music is like the stew and the movie is white rice. If you serve just white rice, it is bland, there's nothing to it. You need the stew to make it go down smoothly and make it more enjoyable. And that is how music is for movies. But you know what makes a good filmmaker? A good filmmaker is someone that knows that as important as music is in movies, you don't have to use music every time. That is what makes a good filmmaker. I mean, not the only thing that makes a good filmmaker, but that is one very important thing that makes a filmmaker. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In this video, I want to talk about Tokunbo. Tokunbo follows the story of a man who is asked to run an errand, an extreme errand, to be able to get money to pay for his child's treatment. And this film, when it started, and from the plot itself, it is very similar to the movie that came out some months ago, Shino. That was also a Nigerian movie, and it's also a very similar plot of someone that goes on an extreme errand to get money to provide treatment for their relative. Like, those plot lines are very, very similar. And I don't know, it was something that caught me, like, why are there two movies that have very similar plots coming out the same year? I don't understand it, but it is what it is. And this movie, it didn't really do it for me. Yes, there are some aspects of it that I enjoyed, and there are some other aspects that just did not do it for me. One of the things that I really loved about this film is the performances. The performances in this film were incredible. It stars actors like Gideon Okeke, Funlola Ofiebiraimi, Chidimokeme. Those three actors especially, their performances were incredible. Especially Gideon Okeke, because he's the Tokunbo, he's the titular character, and his performance in this film was woo! The way he embodied that character. I didn't ever see Gideon Okeke in this film. He disappeared completely into the role. The first time I knew about Gideon Okeke was in Teen Cell. I remember seeing him in Teen Cell some time ago, and his performance in that film was much more posh and much more polished. Unlike in this film, like, the character he plays in this film is a completely different character, and he feels like a completely different person. Man, Gideon Okeke's performance in this film was fantastic. Honestly, I think he stole the show, because anytime he was not on screen, I was just, please take this thing back to him. I want to see what Gideon Okeke is going to do next. And his performance in this film was phenomenal. And me saying is one I love seeing the most doesn't mean the other actors did not deliver fantastic performances. Like I said, Funlola Ofiebiraimi is in this film, and her performance too was stellar. She's also someone that I remember seeing in Teen Cell, and I imagine working together with Gideon Okeke might have brought back some memories for them. I can't speak for them, but I'm just guessing. But her performance in this film was also very good. Another person I liked in this film was Chidimokeme. I'm a bit torn with Chidimokeme's performance, because his character in this film feels like the character he played in Shantytown. They were like the same kind of person. That's how it felt like. But I just like Chidimokeme in that kind of role, and he delivered brilliantly well. I only wish he had been in more scenes, but the short scenes he was in, it was brilliant in them. And those three actors, alongside the other actors, but those three actors were the ones that just knocked it out of the park for me, and I really, really enjoyed their performances. One of the things I did not like about this film is the use of music. It feels like they used music in every scene. Like, they were always using music to punctuate whatever is happening in the scene. And like I said in the intro of this video, music and movies, they go together. But when the music is in every scene, it just loses its power. And for a lot of scenes, the music felt like it was just taken away from the tension and the suspense that could have been created without the music. And that was one thing that I just felt like let this story down, because this story was a story that had a lot of tense moments and suspenseful moments, and all those moments would have hit so much harder if they didn't use as much music as they did, because the music was just always taken away from the impact of the intensity or the suspense of the film. And I can understand if you are using music in a lot of scenes in a movie. If the actors are not very good actors and their performances are lackluster, you could always use music to punctuate it, to just give the feeling that you want to give. That is because the actors' performances are not up to it. But that's not the case in this film. The actors' performances in this film were so good. Like, a lot of scenes, if they just play those scenes without music, you just have these characters interacting with themselves without the music, it would have gone so hard, because you would have been so in it. The tension would have been ramped up to like 1,000, and you would just be in this moment without the music adding any unnecessary punctuations to it. And I feel like that was a point that they really missed with this film, that would have made this film much greater than it was. The direction in this film was good. Apart from the use of music, the direction of this film had some really good things about it. The choices that the director made in this film were some choices that I really, really appreciated. There are some times that he chose not to show something, and sometimes when he frames a scene, I just added so much to those moments, and that was something that I really liked about the direction and the cinematography of this film. The director and the cinematography, they were not always 100%, but the times that the music was not being a factor, in the scenes. The directors just did fantastic jobs there. The way it chooses to show something and the way it chooses to frame a scene, all those things, I just like them so much and just made me appreciate this film more, and just made me sad that this film could have been much more than it is if the use of music could have been better, because that was my biggest issue with it, because the music was always in every scene and just undercuts the emotion you're supposed to be feeling, because you are hearing the music every time. Like, it shouldn't be every time. I've been rewatching Breaking Bad, my favorite TV show of all time, and one of the reasons why Breaking Bad works so much, or why the acting of Breaking Bad is so compelling, is because there's some scenes where characters have to talk to themselves. You just hear them talking like that. There's no music to punctuate it. There's nothing. You just see the actors emoting and just being their characters and just performing without anything to undercut the moment. And that's one of the reasons why the acting shines. And I feel like this film could have had that as well. The acting would have shined so much if the music had not been used as much as it was. Overall, this film had some good elements and it had some elements that were not so good. And as much as I wanted to enjoy this film, there's some things that were just pulling me out of it and were not giving me the satisfaction I was hoping to get from it. The performances were incredible. Every actor in this film, they gave their all. Even the child actor, her performance was fantastic. All the performances could have just been elevated if the music that was used were not used as much as they were. And that's how I feel about this film. Have you seen Tokunbo? What do you think about it? Comment below and let me know. Is this your first time on my channel? My nigga, please subscribe to my channel for more contents like this. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Cheers.